Hello everyone and welcome to Issliss, episode 4. My name is Nicotine, I'm the creator of Issliss, and I'm very happy to have everyone here. We are live on twitch.tv at the moment, twitch.tv/fablescraps. If you would like to catch our VODs and past episodes, you can find them here at Twitch or on YouTube, and you can catch past episodes on every podcast platform imaginable. We're also on Kickstarter for the very first time, raising money for the full book for Issliss. If you like what you see, then please be sure to check out the Kickstarter as well. Join our Discord for discussions about the show, and I'm really happy to introduce our cast today. Joining us at the table is Candace the Magnificent, Domestic Dan, Chelsea Bites, and Technique. We begin today in the dark recesses of a mine. Leaf has just witnessed the end of Bloody. What's your reaction to what just happened?
Well, I didn't really know them very well. I kind of just met them, and I think it took maybe an hour of the 2 hours I know them to finally say their name. So the connection there wasn't that much. Also, people die. It's kind of what happens all the time. Little surprised they decided to run up to a blood crab. That was maybe not the best idea. And, well, it proved that to be the case. Unfortunate, they could have been useful to have around, but it's what happens.
The interior of the mine was coated in fuel and also home to a couple of creatures, bloat crabs, a magnificent large species of insectoid, crab-like entity that dwells in underground mines. Its body can expand. It has all kinds of gross things inside of it. And 2 bloat crabs accosted the party last week, eventually killing one member of the party. But through all the hardship, Leaf walked away with something.
It's got the new arm. Well, augmented, I suppose. Should be very useful.
What is that arm?
It's more or less an aid to lift things. It's got a few little tentacles, kind of odd mechanical-like things coming off of it. Feels very natural. I don't know, I kind of saw it went that's going to be very good for more tree climbing if I get back to that soon.
A metallic bio-augment is a device that can attach to a human being and allow for some extraordinary abilities. In this case, a lifting arm capable of lifting heavy objects, climbing certain things. It's a long extra arm that attaches the user's actual arm and extends much further out. The tentacles are operated through muscle movements, and it does feel just like an extension of your body. So yeah. Beautiful eulogy, Leaf.
Thank you. I mean, I did say goodbye to them. I actually gave them a little comfort. It's not nice dying alone.
In the mine, you are sifting through some of the things left behind. You notice that one of the bloat crabs is still alive. The one that was stuck in the wall. Can't get out, it's too big, it's carrying eggs. When you notice that there are some footsteps, it's Pippin.
Hello?
Oh,
Is anyone there?
Yes, just a little deeper. Oh, Pippet.
What happened here?
Where to start? It seems the corpsemen were trying to steal, and they had a bad run-in with these the blood crabs. There's still
blood
one
crabs.
alive. Yeah, well, you can see the tattered remains of the corpsemen there.
Ugh,
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
a little bit. And then I point to Benny's corpse. New friend is now old friend.
Oh,
Maybe friends a bit much. They were kind of sketchy, honestly. I thought many times they might be stealing from us, but they proved helpful, and then proved not so helpful.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
The bodies on the floor of this mine have been mutilated beyond recognition. The corpsemen who were here have had bits and pieces of them completely flayed off. There's exposed bone, there's exposed organs. Like, they're very, very dead in like a very gruesome way. You also, as a biologist, I don't even need you to make a roll for this, you recognize that there are bloat crabs here.
Ugh, nasty things. Well, unless you want to dismember that one, I think we should get while the good's going.
Yes. It might be wise to finish this one off so that way it does not become a problem later.
Would I know the best way to handle a bloat crab? Or do I need to roll with that?
Yeah, let me see here. Issliss uses a 3d6 system. In order to make certain skill checks, the players will roll a 3d6 set of dice. Chelsea Bites is a biologist and is trained, proficient in the skill known as biology. You receive a +3 to whatever you roll, and you may roll with all 3 dice. If you are improficient in a skill, you would roll with only 2. Because you're proficient, you get 3 dice with a +3. This is a fairly easy roll, so we're not going to make you make a big check. We'll say the number to beat is 5. So we'll clear the roll. 3d6 +3, that's 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, that's easy. So you see these bloat crabs, and you see the big one that's just like stuck in the wall. You easily notice that it's full of eggs. And you were also aware, with such a high roll, you're also aware of the utility of such a creature. Some people have been using these bloat crabs for certain types of vitriols, use like the goo inside of them, and maybe little bits and pieces of mandible could be useful later on down the line. So you understand that there's a lot of utility here as well.
I love that. You said nothing but a word. Yes, let's dismember this thing. And there's a lot of good uses we can get from this leaf. All of the
Really?
biological implications that we can pull from this one creature, I'll show you.
And I would like to go, and I'm sure, is it facing us? Like, how is it situated? Like, is the dangerous bits stuck facing towards us, or is it like head first stuck in the rock and its back is exposed and the eggs are exposed?
It's stuck face first. So the face is facing towards you. You can see that the bloat is like kind of what's keeping it stuck in this wall.
Got it. Okay.
You suspect
okay.
it was probably nesting in there and didn't intend on leaving.
Got it. I'm assuming it has like some form of like, I know a lot of crabs have like gills or some sort of thing it passes air through. I want to cover that stuff up.
Okay, you want to choke it?
Yeah, I want to choke it.
All right, what do you have
But
to choke it?
intelligently.
What do you have to choke it with?
So, I'm assuming that since we're in a mine, there's a lot of just like some sort of like rubble or whatnot
I just
for
put rocks
dust.
put some rocks in the gills.
Yeah, I can stuff some in there, but also taking as much dust as well and just slathering it onto the gills so it can't like pass air through its membrane.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to start stuffing rocks into wherever it's exposed, like breathing apparatuses, slathering dirt on the sides, slowly choking it to death.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So you go about picking up little bits of debris and rubble from the ground, and the creature is there, stuck. It's watching you. It has several eyes, and they're all fixed on you.
That's unfortunate for them. But that's what I'm doing.
Begin
Thank you
putting
for
it-
your sacrifice, creature.
I mix it with water as well so it sticks better if there's any moisture around.
no moisture, but you can spit on it. If you...
That I'm happy to do that. If I have, I don't know if we carry water on us, but I'm
There
happy
is
to do
goo
that.
from the other one that's dead.
Yes, you Leaf. Thank you for your contribution.
Sure.
You're a great lab tech, and I'll go and
I-
I'll take the goo and
Slather and make this mixture and mix and put it on.
Yep.
Okay. Sure. So, you're creating a slurry of goo. The acid from the bowels of these creatures is eating through your gloves a little bit. It doesn't harm you, but you will need to take some stress points. You're going to get a point of stress for this. And Leaf, I would like you also to make a roll here to see if you get any stress from murdering a creature that can't defend itself.
Oh, sure.
In the middle of the mines.
I suppose that's fair.
Let's see. What do we have here? You have a. Well, let's see. Take a look at your character sheet. So you have a character sheet that has stride, climb, swim, acrobatic, stalk. You're trained in a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
So I think what we're gonna do here is roll against your. You know what? Actually, to be totally honest, I don't even think you would need to make. You've seen so much death here. I don't. You're probably. It probably doesn't stress you out at all. Actually.
Little used to it.
No, you're fine. Actually, you don't. We're not gonna make you roll at all. So you just look on while Pippet begins stuffing this creature's gills full of a slurry of like goo, and it's acidic. It's dirt. It's dust, and the creature perishes after about 10 minutes of choking on its own fluids.
During that time, since we've got like 10 minutes, I suppose, these corpsemen here, I know you said they were very torn up, but there's a couple of things I might be looking for on their person because, waste not, want not.
Yeah, absolutely. The corpseman is there.
Namely, I'd be looking through the two of them if I can. One was a little less destroyed, is a good way to put it. Any script that might be in the vouchers, if they're intact at all, that's a low chance. But then the other thing I'd be looking for is something they would have received earlier today. Their tokens.
Oh,
from
yeah,
the
they're
lottery.
housing tokens.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll tell you what. We'll say that you'll find script with a check of, we'll say 8, and you'll find a housing token if you can beat like 12. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
good.
So-
and that'd be probably under detect.
Yeah. So here's how this is gonna work. We use a 3d6 system with Issliss. This is Leaf's character sheet. Because Leaf is trained in detect, you get a +6 to your roll and may roll with all 3 dice. You character class, known as an order in Issliss, offers you a +2 to your detect skill, which leads to this 6 for your total value for detect. You can roll a 3d6, and we'll see how this shakes out. So beat an 8 and you get some script, and beat a what did I say? 15?
12, I
12.
think.
And beat a 12 and get a housing token.
All right.
11, but you get a +6, so that's 17. That's yeah, you get both.
All right.
Let's roll a 1d6 to see how much script you get. 1d6. You find 3 like bloody, disgusting tissues in this guy's pocket, along with like a small drawing that was clearly done by like a child.
I leave that there.
You also find a nice like set of rings. You find like a nice ring in the pocket. It looks like it could be like a wedding ring.
You take that.
It might be valuable, yeah. Probably best to take that. There's also we're gonna roll a 1d6 to see what kind of housing voucher you get.
If I get another one, I guess still keep it for the day ration.
2. So you do find a housing token, and it is a token that could get you a roof over your head. So yeah, there you go. You can have those.
All right.
While this creature is expiring, I'm studying its physiology and determining what best parts to salvage for vitriols and what I can do with the eggs and what concoctions I can make out of it.
Sure. It would be trivially easy for the biologist to understand like what parts of these to take. So I'll just say that you harvest some interesting pieces from this guy. We'll get into what those are later.
I love it.
It's gruesome work, and you have to have a barrier because you know that the vitriols inside of this creature are disgusting and also like extremely toxic. So if you get any on your skin, it hurts, right? It starts to burn. You know that it's very sharp, that it's really difficult to get into. So it is a lot of physical work here. So you're gonna have to take another point of stress.
It's worth it.
All right, so you managed to collect some of the creature's parts and pieces, and Leaf, you get a couple of really good little bits of loot.
Wonderful.
Now you two, are you gonna make it back to town?
Leaf,
Yes.
where's Pawn?
I begin to look around. Well, Han did make a very loud scream at one point when they showed up, pointing to the blood crabs, and then definitely ran in the other direction out of mine while I was dealing with them. So, I don't know.
Oh. Well, I hope they're okay. We should get out of
Survived.
here. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a feat. I'm very glad you all survived. I wouldn't want to have to collect your innards as well.
I make good use of them, I guess.
I could try, but I'm not so gruesome.
Fair.
Let's go.
All right. I begin to walk out. I leave the pickaxes. I don't think I could get away with trying to sell those easily.
You sure?
Well, now that you say that.
They could be valuable.
Yeah, I'll take one. One seems more or less suspicious than just carrying 2 out of the mine.
Okay. You gonna take one too, Pippet, or?
Yes.
Okay. You both end up with these hot pickaxes.
You said they were pretty new, unused, yeah?
That's right, brand new.
Well, a little unused. Maybe have some, ichor on them.
So you take one, and you take one as well. Both of you take one from the box of 6.
Waste not, want not.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. So you're just gonna leave the rest of the evidence there. Good to know. Here we go. The
Good idea. They're dead bodies.
The exterior of the mine is desolate, barren. The sun is beginning to set, and you make the long walk back to the town. It's far enough away to where you wouldn't really be able to hear anybody like yelling or screaming at the mine, but it is also a long walk. Does anything happen between you two along this walk back?
Leaf? That whole virus outbreak thing?
Yeah.
Completely fake. Completely fake.
Yeah. It seemed we figured that out. We were able to... Pond was able to get that information out of the less mangled corpseman.
Of course, I should have stuck with y'all. I
Well.
went to look for specimens or any victims, and there was nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No. It seems that the... What was it? The operation, they called it? The lead corpseman and Ingman, when they were walking by us, they mentioned something like that, and apparently this was it.
Oh, nefarious
Steal
deeds.
Yes.
I see.
Steal everything, make it look like an accident. They had fuel everywhere. They were going to burn it, but they found the residence.
Horrible.
Yes.
People shouldn't be so flippant about biohazard incidents. They're very serious, you know.
They are, but I guess this might be why it's happened a few times, apparently, and now I wonder if any of them were actually biohazardous.
Oh, a great note. Oh, have you seen our friend? How have they been? I know they got into it quite nasty when I last left. Have they been healing properly?
Oh, I think so. Haven't really looked around at all. Yeah, Zara. Well, Ingman left him alone, so that's probably good enough. Yeah.
That's absolutely correct. We'll have to check on them later.
All right.
As you make your way back to the town, the night grows nearer. You both find yourselves in the Tazco corporate exclusion zone. You may rest at the Airn for in exchange for a voucher, or you can use your brand new housing token.
I'm most definitely going to do that.
Yeah? Okay.
Last I checked, I think I still had a roof over my head at the very least. Unless that's changed.
No, you still do. It is technically a roof. The hab blocks in the Tazco corporate exclusion zone are dilapidated. If this was any other place, they'd have been shut down a long time ago. But they are falling apart. A very obvious hazard. There's little bits crumbling off all the time. They look like they're being held together by a shimmering, thick filament.
As long as it keeps the rain off of my materials, it works for me.
A couple of days pass. The town of this corporate exclusion zone, Tazco. The town is a agriculture town, so they're the work of tons of people just out in the fields all day long working these massive plants called cult plants. Is just bustling. It's constantly working. And you see tons and tons of production here. Just lots and lots of things being produced. But it's the types of things they're producing are of really, really poor quality. You notice as a biologist pipit that the quality of this cult plant is like kind of withered. It's like it doesn't look like quite the right shade that it should. It's like a little bit withered. It's not very good. Like you've seen much better cult plant. And a couple of days passes. If either of you had any stress, you may remove all stress.
Any damage go away, or does that stay for a while? I did take the scrape.
Yeah, we'll say damage also has been you've been healed. It's been a couple of days. Your wounds have healed.
All right.
On the third day, as night falls, a Gelt carriage appears on the horizon just outside of the Tazco corporate exclusion zone. It is a massive wooden structure on 4 wheels, propelled by a team of Gelt beetles, massive segmented beetle. The beetles have these plumes on the front of their heads, and the creature is really, really attracted to a certain scent. That scent is burned in big goblets on either side of their harness, and so the operator of these Gelt carts can maneuver the creature by moving this incense closer or further away from their plumes. It's very rare to see a Gelt carriage, and you know that anytime you do see one, the odds of being occupied by a very important entity are high. Within the carriage resides several humans. Some of them are very gaunt, some of them are very pale, and they don't speak. There are 2 humans who stand out a little bit, being like perhaps a little bit new to the job. These 2 humans are Grizz and Pliers. Grizz, describe your character.
Grizz is a black femme, kind of petite in stature. They have kind of pinky curly hair that they either wear down if they're on a run or up if they're traveling. Full lips and an inviting smile that puts people at ease. She normally wears very kind of plain colored clothing with a very nice cut to show off some of her curves. And they sit kind of nervously, tapping their feet and their fingers against their thighs.
Sure. Sitting across from you inside of the Gelt carriage is Pliers. Pliers, describe your character for just really quickly.
Yes, I have the variety of being a little bit above everyone else because I have been a very successful tinkerer, you see. They chose me. Quite a little nervous, but I understand that the Casata friendly, lovely folk. That's gonna take me in and give me the praise I deserve. You see, I have on clothing that, I don't have to say it myself, but it says that I'm a little bit above you, a little bit suddenly. But, you know, going to this village, a little bit of surprise along the way. Thought it would be a better ride. It was quite bumpy. Back's not used to it. These hands are hands gifted from above, you see. And bumps may give me a little strain. I'm about 6 feet tall, crunched up in this little spot, but who knows? I can't complain about everything. Or I can. But other than that, I am here. I took a job, and I can't wait to do it. I also have delicately cut facial hair. Not much hair up here, don't need it. Other than that, I have on expensive clothing, and I'm hugging my suitcase, so to speak, of valuables. They cannot leave my side. I want not any dust on anything. I'm likable, even if it's just by me.
Fantastic. Are there any words exchanged between you, Pliers, and Grizz?
I think it's just more of looks. Quite tilted up looking, not disrespectfully, but just like, I see that someone else has been gifted.
I'm just doing my best. I've not had too many interactions, but I'm waiting to see if I can make myself useful and stay favored, so to speak.
I just go, Not disrespectfully, but it's more of like a check, like, it's okay if you can share the same room that we travel through. Don't get too attached, because I have a scene with the Cassats.
You do?
Yes, I do.
I can tell your hands must do fine work.
Yes, I keep stowing them inside of this coat because, the bumps you see, they create friction, and friction can create indelicacies in my work, and biometrics is my specialty.
Oh, that's quite impressive.
I've already said too much. For free. Sorry.
As you are talking, every so often, you can hear, just beneath you. Oops. You can hear just beneath you. It's sometimes a little thumping sound, and sometimes you're not quite sure if it's the road, and sometimes you're not quite sure if it's the other passengers.
Excuse me, driver. The noise. Can you lessen it? Ears of importance cannot hear any kind of request from the Cassat later, so I'd just like for you to, oh, no one's listening. Okay, great.
The driver is not listening.
Trivial.
Nothing to worry about, I'm sure. Nothing wrong with a little bit of, music in the air, some ambiance, so to speak.
Music? This is what you call music? Well, I guess I can partake a little bit out of, pure respect, that is. I've heard of this trivial tribal stuff before.
Indeed.
You hear a whoa from outside the Gelt carriage. The carriage comes to an abrupt stop, and you can hear some muttering outside between the driver and the guards out front. Do either of you look outside?
Definitely.
All right. Outside of the carriage, you notice that the guard has approached the Gelt carriage, seemingly to ask for something. The driver shows a badge, pulls out a badge and shows it to the guard. And you notice the expression on the guard's face goes from being a person who believes they're in control to a person who is terrified. The guard loses all color in his face and just backs away very slowly, puts his arms down at his side, and just keeps backing up a little bit. The doors to the corporate exclusion zone open. You are now riding slowly into town.
You see that? That's what is expected. I cannot wait to get my new quarters.
Yes, I admit that little taste of power is quite intoxicating.
Indeed, indulge while you can. I don't know if you'll get much of it, but I will be drowning in it.
I should hope that we could stay friends once you're in your new quarters and on to your big, impressive job. I might deliver things to you, messages and parcels and the like.
Oh, are you a deliverer?
A runner, yes.
Oh, well then. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I'll already start a list for you then. I'll just give you this. And I'm just steady writing down a lot of different mechanical parts. And,
As you're busy
and
riding,
don't forget-
the carriage comes to another abrupt halt, and
Ryder, please! I'm busy, my hands are doing their job. There it is. Scribbles.
wordlessly, the rest of the party in your carriage, these gaunt humans, rise in unison and open the doors. You are now in the Tazco corporate exclusion zone in front of the corporate development office. Standing in a lit door is a silhouette of a thin, young-looking man in a in a suit, in a corpseman suit with a badge, like several patches. You can see greasy hair and a surprised look. Not one of fear, but one of surprise. Ingman comes down to meet you. Well, ain't this a shock?
I don't see what's funny. This place doesn't look like the brochure said. What?
Are you carrying more passengers? Ingman is looking into the carriage to try to see if there's anyone else in it.
The humans have left. They all rose at once and vacated.
I see. And at that moment, a portal from beneath the Gelt carriage opens wide. You can hear the cracking of wood as this portal opens. It slides across the bottom of the Gelt carriage. And from your vantage point, all you can see are legs. Lots of legs. The legs become longer and longer until suddenly you can begin to see little bits of fabric and jewelry. You can begin to hear a breathing. As the creatures rise before you, you notice, as they get taller and taller, that they are dressed immaculately. And all of their pairs of eyes are fixed now upon Ingman. Yes, right away. Yes. Oh, right away. As you go inside, you are flanked on all sides by human handlers and by 2 Kasat. They are a variety of Kasat, known to be intellectuals, known to be intelligent, and known to work very often in corporate work. The Kasat make their way inside, and a human handler pulls at a chair and slams it on the ground. Ingman sits in the chair. A large man stuffed into a tiny corpseman suit comes scrambling down the stairs. What's going on?
Come forth.
The man looks down at the ground, his hands at his side, and he walks slowly towards the Kasat. Another chair is slammed down right next to Ingman. He sits in the chair.
Matic, you have been in control of Arcadia Farms Tasco Holdings, yes?
Yes. Yes, I have.
You are ceding control to Ingman.
That is correct, yes.
Then who is responsible for the failing output of our holdings here?
Ingman and Maddox both look at each other. And the Cassant closest to Maddox stands up a little taller.
Don't worry. We will solve this problem for you.
The Cassant take a mandible, a small arm just in front of their body, and expand it into several tendrils, jointed tendrils. And faster than either one of you can see, the Cassant reaches into Maddox's chest and extracts Maddox's still beating heart.
Our interests now lie with you, Ingman. Will you two fail us?
And that's where we'll take our break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Issliss Season 1. My name is Veronica Ripley. I am the creator of Issliss, and I'm here with a fabulous cast about to do the second half of Episode 4. If you have not yet done so, please be sure to follow the Twitch stream here. You can also follow us on YouTube and everywhere podcasts are consumed. Be sure to check out our Kickstarter for the full guide coming soon. You can also pick up a free quick play guide from our website, fablescraps.com. And you can join the Discord for more discussions about Issliss. Come back now to Pliers. Pliers, you were closest to Maddox. You've never seen the Cassant act this way before, and you are now covered in human blood.
I want to say so much, but I'm definitely afraid. This was not in what was described to me. I start making up excuses in my head. Well, at least it's still beating. Do with the ocular machine, hook it to it. I can't make light of the subject. I slightly turn my eyes downward as I look up, trying to not seem scared. I'm terrified. I think I may have soiled the left side of my pants. Right side still clean.
Is there anything we should know, Ingman?
No. No, of course not. I'm ready. I'm ready to serve. It's all I've ever wanted to do.
Now is the time to tell us.
No, there's nothing. Nothing at all.
Humans. Humans. You. And you.
Me, humans, that's a category that I fit in, yes.
Attend to the town. Meet our workforce. And inform them that we
found it oppressing. Shortly.
Daybreak.
It's very soon.
We will hold a public conference.
Precisely,
right
of course.
away.
The cassette furthest from you but closest to the door, with speed greater than you are comfortable with, has loomed instantly before your face, and now its long neck has leaned itself down, and you can see all of the reflections of you in its eyes. Its mouth drips, its face contorted in rows and rows of teeth, and you can see the sinew between its carapace vibrating like a reed as it speaks to you.
We mean you no harm.
Of course. I've heard only the best. It's assuring.
You will tell no one what you have seen, and we will be in touch.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't see anything. Riggs, did you see anything?
Nothing.
Eyes are failing.
I've had a lovely time.
Ocular discrepancies.
One of the human handlers opens the door and gestures for you to leave.
There's lots of bowing.
I'm just turning back like really quickly as I walk.
You are now across the street from an airn. It's a gathering place. There's, airns like these. You've seen a night ferries before. It's like kind of a little chain almost. You know it to be subpar pliers, but it's all there is.
It's not what I signed up for. It's supposed to be spectacular. Architecture's a little bland, but
And who would we address our concerns to?
the people of this place. Oppression must be met. Or there'll be a lot more hearts ripped from chests. I mean, gift boxes brought from the cassette themselves. Because today was wonderful. Great introduction. Yes, the snacks were great, right, Riggs?
It was lovely.
Delightful
She has
indeed.
tears welling in her eyes as she's talking to you.
Grizz, you
Happy
notice.
tears, Riggs.
You notice
Happy
across the
tears.
street, a group of people are frozen, staring at you. The Gelt carriage rolls away, and a small group of people are watching you as you stand on the opposite side of the street.
I straighten up, kind of blink them back, and summon a very reassuring smile.
Oh, yes. I took notes, mentally, of course. Already my database is large. We'll be addressing everyone. A conference. To make sure that things are done correctly.
Nothing to worry about. Nothing.
Yeah. If I must calculate how to change my pants.
The door to Night Ferries has swung open, and you can see several people in there. You can see some sorbahol being served, and it looks like a pretty inviting atmosphere compared to the outside of this place, which is not as kind.
Grizz enters with a very open and warm air, smiles at everyone inside, immediately goes to the bar to order one for each of us.
Sure. As you walk through the doors of Night Fairies, the din of the crowd calms very quickly, and you notice heads turning to look at you. Liars, you are covered in blood still.
Hello, yes, I know, very expensive. I probably never seen fabric such as this. This wet spot is a gift from. I look down and I'm like, oh, this is nothing. Excuse me, your nearest stall, please. I need to clean up before I make any kind of announcements.
You're all no strangers to hard work. This is what happens when you work hard and you strive for better things.
The only two available seats in this Aaron seems the whole town is here. The only two available seats are at a table with two humans, Leaf and Pippin.
Good evening.
Hello, are you talking to us?
Yes, I would like to introduce myself before sitting at your table. It's the only place to sit. I'm Grizz. Hello.
When I look Grizz up and down, can I like pull a rank or like from their uniform? Do they seem to be very stately?
Grizz and Pliers both aren't wearing any sort of identifying insignia. You know only that they're wearing expensive clothing. But you have heard whispers at other tables that the Kasat are here, and you have a very good idea of who these people are and why they're here.
I look to Leaf and I go, and I, just wide eyes, like, don't say anything stupid.
And I say, please, have a seat. I'm Pippin.
Oh, Leaf, the son of Leaf.
So nice to meet you. Yes.
What brings you here to our humble town?
Oh, just a bit of work, of course. Like everyone, I'm sure.
Ah, I'm an apothecary's assistant. I am a biologist expert, and I do everything I can to serve the Kasad in any way they need. What's your occupation?
I am a runner. I deliver different things that are needed and dictated to me by the Kasat. Oh, you're so brainy. I envy that.
I go into a kind of trance when they say envy that. And you can kind of see me look off a little bit, like I'm revisiting memories.
I say, be careful what you wish for. Well, did you have our local delicacy?
I hold up my glass. You mean this delicious concoction?
Oh, not quite that. It's our plant. We repurpose it into every meal around here. It's very pungent.
There's a bowl in front of Leaf. Both of you have noticed this by now. It smells terrible. It's a bowl of berries, but the inside of the berry is wet and very, like a slurry inside. Like it's very meaty, like fibrous. These are called fester berries, and they smell terrible. They're borderline inedible. You can eat them. If you want, but they're not very nutritious. They smell terrible, and you know them to be mostly like a livestock feed because they smell like decomposing flesh.
I would love to try some.
Oh, no one ever wants any. Slide the bowl toward you as it wafts, probably more now that it's been disturbed.
And I'm watching this person very carefully. Watching them very carefully as they eat this.
Do I need to roll, or can I just say that the smile never leaves her face?
No, I think as a sycophant, you've probably had these before. You've probably had a festerberry at one point, and it is disgusting, but you can keep it down, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
She like locks eyes with you, Pipette. Yes. Now that I've rolled this around my mouth, I do think that I'm familiar with this delicacy. Thank you for sharing.
Dry heaving. I can repurpose your throat after if you need to. I am sorry. I'm Pliers, and I'm quite lost. I was checking the description of this place, and it seems quite off. But I will make it whatever I can. I was trying to figure out if the spell was me or those objects in that bowl.
The
Players-
farms are the farms. I'm sure it's not any different than what it is set out to be. Not very mannerous. Would you like to have a seat?
Oh, yes. I was trying not to get stuff all over. You see, I fell into some liquidy substances that was a mistake. Stepped out of the...
You definitely
and-
look like you fell into something, all right.
Pippa, you know
Yes,
exactly
yes.
what this is. Leaf, you not so much.
I do.
This is a biomechanic fluids. I'm testing something new here. Oil is not the best. Mix it with some biosubstances, it may repurpose.
Pliers,
So it may seem-
you've just noticed the bio-augment on Leaf's arm. It's huge and metallic, and several tentacles now extend from the end of Leaf's arm.
Oh, I kind of was interested in Pippett's intellect and was going to compliment it until I kind of just... Oh, I see you have a primitive design. Fascinating.
Primitive. It looked brand new when I got it.
I was in front of him before he noticed that almost like instant transmission was right next to it and already pulling out tools. Let me see if I can repurpose this.
No, I'd rather you not mess with it. It's brand new.
Brand new.
Yes.
And I look at Pippet. Did you have anything to do with this?
I actually found Leaf like this, though I
Great.
would not take credit for this work.
No, because you're an intellect. 'Cause most people know the functions of this, but you know.
Yes, it's for lifting, and I climb a lot, so it's very useful.
Oh, that explains it. And I kind of just sulk down and not straight, and I go sit back down. Pippet, was it? An intellect?
I am an apothecary's assistant, and I do what I can to serve the Kassat to its fullest extent.
Oh, great to hear that you serve the Kasat to your full extent. Not partial, not just 100. Because-
Absolutely.
Good. And I'm sorry, I may have been rude. Climber. Leaf, was it?
Yes, not a tapper specifically.
Oh,
It's hard, but good work.
The doors
Getting-
to the Aeon open yet again. The figure who walks in demands silence. It is Ingman. He is gaunt, pale, and his eyes are wide.
Oh, Ingman doesn't look very good.
I whisper.
Starting tomorrow, there are gonna be a few changes here. You notice a few people in the Aeon are sort of whispering to each other. We're gonna have a conference tomorrow morning where you'll all be assigned new work orders. Angman's eyes lock eyes with Leaf's. You notice his gaze flick down to your augment. and back up to your eyes, and something in them projects recognition? Knowing, some kind of knowing glance? Tomorrow at daybreak, meet in the town square. Board of directors wants to have some words. Ingman leaves. And you hear someone in the table next to you, Leaf, whisper to a friend of theirs, "Did they get rid of Maddox? Did they reprimand Ingman? They really do care."
Well, Riggs, that went well. All the lists have been checked. I stuffed my notes in.
That'll be it for today's episode of Issliss. Episode 4. Big thank you to our cast. Big thank you to everyone involved. And we'll see you all next week. Every Friday at noon Pacific here at twitch.tv. You can also find our VODs on YouTube. And you can listen to the podcast anywhere podcasts are consumed. Please follow us on Discord, on social media. And check out our Kickstarter. We're raising money for the full book. We'll see you all again next week. Have a good one, everyone. Goodbye.